How they say it in Hollywood? Quiet on the set. Hitting the button. And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
We got it this time. All right. That's what's up. Yeah. We got our shit together tonight. Now we need to get together and do a recording so we can just press a button and that happens.
Mm-hmm. Welcome everyone to Wednesday night with those guys. It is Wednesday evening here, late afternoon here in New York City. And welcome everyone to Wednesday night with those guys. How's everyone doing out there on this hump day?
Yes. Everyone out there. First, big congratulations to Classic out there. Those of you know him as Classic or Ron here in the city. He finally beat out DJI. His bird went down and they tried to tell him that it was human error.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Corey? They tried to tell him that he had an FPV drone when he had the Air 2S. But after, I think he said 30 something days.
Yeah.
I may be wrong with my numbers because I'm really tired. I've been up since like 2 this morning, but off and on. But hello, everyone. He got a new 2S. He showed the box. He took a picture. He sent me the picture of the box. And I was like, yes, that's right.
Got everything done. Okay.
How the hell is everyone doing? Let's look at the participants. Classic, Coast to Coast, Drone Shots, JSK, Little Llama Laura, Michael Blaze, getting ready to go digital. Pratt Plays from the UK.
Hey, Pratt,
the Flyby Guys, Steven,
what's good?
I got it right. Welsh Rob and my boy Corey,
Rob.
YACL. How the hell are all of you?
Yo, Rob, what's good, man?
I hope. Wait a minute. I got to refresh the page because it didn't start here. But anyway, there we go. Now I can see the ugly mug. Speaking for myself.
Uh-huh.
But,
so, like I said, how's everyone out there doing today? Everyone got out to fly. Those who do fly.
Yes.
They get out to fly. Seems like a pretty good day today.
Here in New York.
It was hot here.
No, you didn't miss anything, Branch. You're here, man. Little Llama Laura. Everybody out there. How the hell are you? How's your week? It's hump day. You know, we need the camel to do that. Just put up, but then there'll be a copyright. So I can mock them and you won't get in trouble. But
that was a funny advertisement they had that time, that camel.
It was very creative. It was very, very creative. The fact that they had a camel doing hump day.
Yeah.
A one hump camel at that. It was interesting.
Well, it was only one middle of the week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They could have screwed up and used a 2-hump camel. Who knows? You know how Hollywood is. You know, they ruin everything. Anyway, I hope all of you guys are well. The weather's good, Corey. Good. Just getting back from Valley Streams. The weather's
hot, right?
Good. We like hot. Drone pilots like hot weather. Hot weather. Hot weather me fly.
I don't know about
I said hot. Like, I didn't say appalling. You know.
I don't know. Hey, like. It gets hot. I mean, it's not that great.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Night Train? How are you, man? Anyway, it's hump day and
worse with the heat.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't get hot here in New York until halfway through the morning because it was actually cool this morning. They were talking about, the humidity's going to be high. It's going to be hot all day. Huh?
It wasn't that cool this morning.
Well, it was still nicer than what they predicted it would be, which was a good thing. But anyway, click that like button now so you don't have to do it later.
It got hot quick.
Yeah. As you see, remember I was telling you how at one time during the summer, I believe it's late June, it's got to be late July because the sun will be at an angle where I will have to sit here and put shades on. This light right here coming up at me like this is reflecting off of the tile floor.
Wow.
But eventually that light will be beaming straight through here and I'll be sweating like a pig and and wearing shades to do the live stream.
You know, you can get some aluminum foil in there.
Stevie, what's good? It's hot.
sunset.
Thunderstorms coming. Yeah, that's right. Stevie, you coming in? Paul Murray.
Stevie.
How are you, Paul Murray? What's good?
Oh,
Hope all is
Paul, what's
well.
good, man, Paul? Hey, Stevie, what's good, man?
Stevie,
I sent you
are you back from Tajikistan? Can you join us today, sir?
that.
We'd love to have you on,
Stevie's
Steve.
the world traveler.
I know. That's why every time I see him, I'm going to give him a different place in the world and ask him, is he back yet? That's what you got to do. But anyway, we appreciate you guys always continuing to support us and coming back.
Hey,
And
Sean, what's up?
I will say, hey, Sean, how are you? Great stream. Now Sean's blowing up. He's getting NASA and doctors and all these special people on his stream. That's what's up. Keep pushing. And Sean, I've been doing my homework. I've been putting together scenes, and I've been putting together scenes, and I've been putting together scenes. And you'll get to see it very soon. We're working on something. I'm working on something now. I'll run it on test it on my stream in about 2 weeks. I'll be ready to do a main test. And then we're going to carry some stuff over, like you're watching those guys or whatever. Soon you'll just be able to those guys, press a button and things will work for you.
So that's all.
Yes, those guys time. But great stream, Sean. Really, seriously. And it was interesting to hear the doctor's aspect. I came in on the last part of it because I literally had to run home. I don't work, but I do help people out sometimes doing a little part-time gig here and there. So I had to rush home, cut the computer on, set up the drone news, set up the channels and all of that, and still have time to sit down and eat something really quick. Johnny Drone Flyer. Don't forget to check out Johnny Drone Flyer. Yes. FYI, it's going to be a long night. I've been up since 2 a.m. with a stomach ache till 4. It stopped hurting at 4. And then when I went to sleep, I had to get up at 4:30 to be ready to leave the house at 6:45. Make a long story short, I'm running thin, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on Johnny Drone Flyer and Captain Ray Kelly's channel immediately after the stream. I maybe have one eye open and one closed, but I will damn sure be there. So don't forget to show those guys some support. Yes, Sean, I have some stuff I'm working on, dude. It's just I had no idea it took so much time and detail to set up a show and stuff, but the real way. But everything's working. I have all audio working. That's about it. Where's Stevie? Where's Stevie at? Is he coming in to join us or what? Because I featured you in my video I put out today, Stevie, Capture Life Connection, when you did that hand catch. I even put in caption, yes, Stevie just did a hand catch. I put no captions in the whole video, but at the end of the video, I ended it with you doing the hand catch of your DJI bird. So what an extra panel member was. Wait, want an extra pound? Yeah, come on in, Sean. You know what, Sean? Give me a second. I will send you an invite. You want me to send it to you? You know what? To hell with it. Let me just open this up. Go here like this, and I'll send you an email, Sean. Yeah, we would always love to have you on, man. Sean's burning a candle at both ends. We've come to the conclusion he doesn't fucking sleep anyway.
Well, maybe there's more than one.
Always, he's Sean every time I look. If he's not online, he's posting something saying I'm coming online.
Well, maybe Sean is.
That's how you have to do it, though.
Maybe he's more than one person.
You know what?
Or he's got a driver. I believe sleeps on his way.
Sean, I sent it to geeksvana.com. I'm convinced that the Brits have perfected cloning, if that's true.
Maybe he has a driver and he sleeps on his way to places.
It must be nice. That must be nice. Sean, I sent it to you on Geeksvana email. Jackson RC, how are you?
What's
Drone
up,
shots. What's
Jackson
good, man?
RC.
Coast to coast, Bill.
Flying them big planes out there, see?
Yeah, Jackson, I saw this plane and this little itty bitty radio. So I was like, damn, that plane is big. If the radio's this big and the plane is that big, that's a nice sized plane. But anyway,
a whole lot of birds.
This is episode 106.
Yeah, we getting there.
Herman was thinking about resetting. And
no, I was not. What I asked you was that when you made the mistake, when you resetting back to
hey, Sean,
and going back to 10.
What's up, man? How are you, Sean?
I'm good, thank you. I just thought as I'm already in the studio and I don't get to, because I don't do the stuff from my home anymore. I don't get to. I used to just be like, hey, those guys are on. I can jump in.
Listen, guys, he has a driver drive him 2 blocks from his house to the studio. He's got a concierge who opens the door.
I do drive though. I do drive here, and I could probably throw a rock and hit my house from here. And I do drive, which is despicable, frankly.
But see, it's smart, Sean, because what the deal is, when you drive, your neighbors never know they don't know that you're going a couple of blocks away.
That's a good point.
And people are so predictable. And what I mean by people are so predictable, every day I know that there's one lady's going to walk past my house at 7:05. And if she comes by anytime later than that, something has to be worldly wrong. And because she's been doing this, she's a nun. She's been doing this for the 20-something years I've been living on this block.
That's amazing.
Every day she takes a train from Brooklyn, and instead of getting off at the last stop, which would give her a 15-minute walk, she gets off at the second to last stop, and the walk is about 25 minutes. But she walks through my block, she walks through the neighborhood, and I almost feel strange when I don't see her. So what I mean by people are creatures of habit. Mm-hmm. If your neighbors are used to seeing you get in your car and drive off on a certain day, I can almost guarantee they've noted it down.
Well, I think they're also probably a little bit confused because the studio where I'm at is above a gymnasium, and the entire building is branded as this gymnasium company. And so and there's studios and different rooms on their second floor, as you Americans call it. And my neighbors are now seeing my car parked outside a lot of hours outside a gym.
He's in the gym messing with some.
Yeah, but what they're thinking is because especially because like tonight I've got my other half's little sports car, and I basically I have to fall out of that car. I can't get out of it. I just have to. I'm an old fat man, so I just kind of roll out the car and like fall on the pavement almost, and just try and do that stylishly. And I think my neighbors are looking at them and they're going, "It's not working. Whatever he's doing at that gym isn't working."
Could you imagine? Well, see, who says you have to be going there to work out? You could own the place and nobody would know.
People
he
know.
Said,
no. I mean, it wouldn't be in business very long, would it, Lawrence? Come on now. Now a restaurant I could see, because people would be like, okay, this guy looks like he knows food.
Okay, all right.
That's what makes that so funny, because I just think of Planet Fitness when you said that. Planet Fitness is one of those places that's like, they're not going to do it anyway. Just get them bagels and pizza.
That's it. Yeah. But this is actually a really serious place, and they do all sorts of martial arts here and things. And the guys and girls here come out looking incredible, frankly.
Well, I'm glad you clarified this, because I was under, Herman had mentioned cloning, or there's more than one of you, and I'm like, the Brits have perfected cloning.
Hey, I'm not online nearly as much as I used to be, and it's hard actually, because I used to love the one thing about having the studio at home is that you can pop on to shows and you can come in and say hi to people and go in and see Roger.
You can sit there in your drawers and nobody will know.
Yeah. I'm still sitting here in my drawers. Don't worry. There's still.
Just walk out the house like that, huh?
I've still got naked legs under here, so because it's so warm with all these lights that I've got to try and stay cool somehow.
I could imagine. That's right.
No pants.
Sorry.
What happened?
You left the house with no pants and drove over there?
Well, I have very small shorts on, so which is probably too much information for everybody watching. But
so they really believe you're going in that gym and doing.
Oh
something.
yeah. I'm in shorts and t-shirt and getting in the car, driving around. I mean, they're already probably thinking to themselves, well, he's driving less than quarter of a mile to the gym, so he's already failing, frankly. But yeah.
That's okay, man. Congratulations on your studio, because I remember you saying you had it in the works, and at the same time, I was trying to do upgrades here and stuff, and I do appreciate every bit of help you helping us out.
No problem. Always happy to help anybody. I mean,
and bringing over some members from the stream last week.
Yes, I wasn't as organized this evening, unfortunately, because I think I stopped just before you were live. I'm not sure actually, but yeah, whenever we enjoyed it, and actually the credit has to go to Stephen for that one actually, because Stephen was I was sort of starting to wrap the show up, and Stephen said, "Hey, hang on, those guys are on. I'm going there next," and then we put the link in the chat and
we appreciate it.
He's a good guy.
Well, Sean,
that's soundproof paneling around the whole wall like that?
Yeah, this is soundproof paneling. There's basically two sides to the studio. This side is the live studio, hence the very obvious sign.
Yeah.
I now feel like that was a bit too obvious. And then I have a recording side of the studio, which has another desk without any of the monitors and all the clutter, which is where any of my recorded content now, you see that nice clean desk. That's the other side of the room here. But yes, it's all soundproofed around and everything like that.
Well, the fact that you're in a new studio means things are working out well for you. And
yeah,
and
I'm spending too much money on my hobby.
I'm actually pulling a Sean Geeks Bonnet tonight, and I mentioned earlier I've been up since 2:00. I've been up since 2. I started to fall back with a bad stomach ache. I started to fall back to sleep at 4, and as soon as I went to sleep at 4, what's going on with my phone? After I fell asleep at 4, I had to get up at 4:30.
Wow.
So I've been out all day, and then I rushed home to do the stream. And after this stream, I'm going to be on with Johnny Drone Flyer and Captain Ray Kelly for a little while.
Very cool.
Or at least until I'm against the mic like this.
Hey, so you can stay there. You just have to get. I have had a couple of really late night streams, like Ken Herons and a couple of other people that I've stayed up really late to do before. And I have to say, I am starting to prop myself up on the desk a little bit and just sort of, do that sort of sleeping with your eyes open type affair. And
I was doing it last night.
Oh, I've done that. Sean, I've done that here.
I wish I'd have knew you were coming on, but I know you're busy. But we have a couple of drone stories, but I wanted to compliment you, Sean, because you're putting in the fucking work, yo.
Thank you.
Seriously putting in a lot of work, and it's getting to the point now where every day or every other day I see something of you or about you, and
hey, Michael,
that means you're getting your hands dirty. Hey, Matt.
Yeah, I've been very lucky to have some good people around me as well. I've had a lot of support from some great sponsors, and I mean people like Stephen Sutton, the Flyby Guys, who's extremely supportive, and he's
busy too. I see him on. I'm not
he's
a fan.
He is the James Bond of drones. Frankly, that man is getting up to some crazy stuff. He's traveling on secret missions, and he's flying drones that he can't tell you about, but you can find it out about it on social media.
Right.
Yeah,
see, I like crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good to see people actually. Stephen and Andrew, who's on our channel a lot as well. And Andrew runs a very big drone company, and it's great to see these people. And Andrew's quite a bit younger than me as well. It's great to see these young people getting out there and being really successful with drones and having these businesses which are taking off and employing people and doing things, and and you think, oh, it's awesome.
Right.
It's very inspiring to be around. So it kind of makes you up your game.
All I'm going to say is, Sean, before he gets too big, get a compromising picture of him. This way, if he gets too large and doesn't acknowledge that he knows you, you can blast it on the internet.
Yeah, I think I might have a few of the photos already actually from our last meetup, but yeah.
Send him a copy.
Yeah, so you send them a copy and say, like, I used to do, and we'll get on with the stream in a second. I used to do internet radio, which is the same as this, except my format, I played underground hip hop, which means if you were signed to a record label, I didn't play your shit.
Awesome.
But if you were like local guys, and it started out locally here in the States, and I wind up playing music from people from Paris and Japan and all over, and it got really big. And the work that you're putting in now, Sean, I was doing half of that and was complaining. So now
I also have a full-time career away from all of this as well, of course, you have to remember. So
I thought you were, aren't you a roving reporter or something?
I'm a writer, which the advantage with that is obviously that my my workload goes up and down, so I get, you know, some weeks I have a lot of YouTube time, so I tend to create a lot of stuff so that it's in the works, and of course content like live streaming is relatively easy to put together, you know, so it takes up less time.
How do you get the time?
How do I get the time? Do you know, it's weird. I'm one of those people that can't really sit still, and that just can't stop. So actually, you know, it's like gaming. Even when I'm gaming, I've got to be I've got to be the highest level. I've got to grind it out to get everything that you possibly can, and that type of thing.
I'm doing that now. And
you know, it was actually whilst I was gaming, and I was thinking, oh yeah, no, what I've done, I've achieved this on this game, I've done that on that game. I think actually it doesn't really mean anything. So I kind of switched that time across to YouTube. Because obviously, hopefully, the idea is that you then end up with something that's.
Oh no, Herman will tell you, I balance out my Xbox time quite well.
Nice.
Herman will tell you,
but there's still nothing like it, though. There's still nothing like it. You know, the enjoyment factor of just kicking back and playing games.
Yes,
and especially something that a game that you really know well and that you really enjoy and you're really settled in, and just spending a few hours on that is amazing.
I've always been a gamer, and in fact, I used to beta test games, and to show you how far back I go in video games, okay, when I was learning how to program, okay, we use DBase 4. If you've ever heard of it, Database 4, look it up. It's really old. Right now, New York City Board of Ed still runs off of that system.
Wow.
Okay, but I go back so far. You remember Need for Speed?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I played the first one and beta tested Need for Speed 2 because both of them were PC games back then.
That's fantastic.
And the drive, you had to hit the gas, you had to hit the up arrow, and the steer, you only needed 3 fingers. You went left to right.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
how you drove. That's how you drove on a PC. That's how far back I go.
And I realize this is the squirrel portion of the show now. So
we're getting it all out the way. Right now. No, but we do chit chat now, and then we get into the stuff.
Indeed. But yeah, I'm always amazed actually at games that I remember being so advanced that you go back now and you play them, and it literally is like, you know, turning left. All they did was the picture of the car just turned left, and that's it. And it just slowly moved across the screen. You know, there was, I remember thinking, oh, this is so realistic. This is so great.
Right, or the car was in the middle of the road, and as you turn, the road turned.
Yes, that's it. Straight. The world moves around you. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, DB4 and VB. Yeah. See, Drone Shot knows. Yes,
amazing.
Yes, Database 4. Yes. We started programming in DB3, but then the new fad was DB4, and the Board of Ed jumped on the wagon.
That's amazing.
But anyway, let's get in. Let's get into.
I will peel off now and let you carry on with the rest of the show. Thank you so much for letting me come in.
I
wanted to fly those guys flag and say I've been on here again because it's been such a long time.
And just in case you get really famous, I do have a photo of you standing next to a barbecue grill. And I'm
you have all the pictures. Yeah, you have all the pictures.
Good at cutting and pasting. So if I ever come to the UK,
do you know? There's actually And of course you're talking about the International Drone Day barbecue bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know there's a bit there now? But bear in mind, Andrew Hamilton is a very serious guy. He's the former a CAA drone lead. So essentially, he's like the FAA guy in charge of drones here in the UK. That's the job he used to have. So he's there cooking my burgers, and we had a bit of a technical problem where we had to leave the camera on him cooking burgers whilst I went and sorted some bits out and tried to get the mics live and things. And actually, what ended up happening was, and it's still in the middle of the live stream. I've got to clip it as a comedy bit at some point. Fire breaks out and he's talking to the camera and he's trying to, and he's not a presenter, bless him, and he's talking to the camera about what's going on, and oh yeah, it was a really good test and blah 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 blah, and these flames are getting higher and higher in front of him, and these burgers, and he's trying to move the burgers around, and it's sort of, I'm thinking, oh bless him, it's crazy. But there we go. But excellent. But it's really great to see you guys, and I will hopefully see you again very soon.
Thank you, man, so much. Anytime, you can come on here.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great evening, man.
I'll be watching the rest of the show.
All right, thank you much. We appreciate it. Anyway, so you guys know who that was. Yeah, Sean Geeks Vanna, the man who never sleeps. That sounds like a movie, right? Or at least a book.
So Lawrence, you familiar with that article in Drone Life magazine that on May 24th of this year, well, they said that this article, I was checking it out, playing around here online, and found the article, and it said that the NTSB wants to change the definition of a drone accident. The National Transportation Safety Board, the NTSB, as you know, wants to change the definition of the drone accident or unmanned aircraft accident in order to encompass small commercial drone operating in high-risk environments. Currently, pilots flying under Part 107 are asked to report drone accidents to the FAA within 10 days of an accident.
Right, that's the standard
definition of 14 CFR 107.9. Now,
right.
What were you saying?
I was going to say that's the standard part of being a 107 pilot. If you are a 107 pilot and you have an accident, no matter how minute it is, you better report that shit within 10 days, because if you get sued or something happens or someone loses a finger or arm or dies and you haven't reported it to the FAA, that could be a major problem for you. And this is how they have it worded. When you study for your 107, this is exactly how it's worded. 1, serious injuries to any person or any loss of consciousness is considered reportable. 2, damage to property other than the unmanned aircraft, unless the cost of repair, including labor and materials, does not exceed $500, or the fair market value of property does not exceed $500 in the event of a total loss. So go ahead.
Their attempt now to change this to encompass now or smaller aircraft or commercial aircraft. I'm just, I don't, why change this?
Well, if I remember, you said, why did you choose this?
No, why change this? they want to change.
Well, according to the story, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, they want to change it because of the involvement in drone delivery and other.
Understandable.
Yeah, but what are they going to change it to? That's the question.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But they still can follow the same. I mean, drone deliveries. They wouldn't even be under Part 107. They would probably all, because they're all now falling under Part 135. So they're all considered as couriers.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My wife. That was a little interesting thing to mention there, because
it's a whole lot interesting, but the reason they want to change it is because of the different weight thresholds. Now you'll be having drones in the air that are 300 pounds and heavier. But
they don't fall under 107.
I know. That's the stupid part about it. That's the stupid part about it. But I guess they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a while, and it's the National Transportation and Safety Bureau, the same people who investigate plane crashes. So you can pretty much bet. Well, don't quote me on this, but I can pretty much bet that the NTSB will not be coming to investigate you crashing your drone into someone's car. But if you hit a skyscraper or something and fall and hit someone in the head, maybe. Who knows?
Well,
right?
Definitely. That's just like if, like if something falls from a building, the buildings department comes out. If it's a construction site, they shut it down for for a day or so.
I actually have the page. I pulled it up from the link on the site. It says Federal Registrar Amendment. Why am I not showing this? Okay. It says the amendment to the definition of unmanned aircraft, and I will post this link in the group because these are their plans. The agency is the NTSB. Action proposal rulemaking. They're going to be changing the rules. And like Herman said, if you're 107, why change it from that? But it basically says here, the weight threshold is no longer an appropriate criteria because unmanned aircraft systems, UAS, under 300 pounds are operating in high-risk environments, such as beyond line of sight and overpopulated areas. This proposed definition will allow NTSB to be notified of quickly respond to UAS events and safety significance. So maybe I am wrong. Maybe they will send out an investigation team if you hit a skyscraper.
That's commercial. That's what I said to you. They did it in order to implement commercial.
There's the link. There's the link. Check it out. Bookmark it. Yes.
It's for small commercial, understandable, but they don't fall under 107.
Right. Well, until they decide what the hell they're going to do, I don't think we have to worry about this a whole lot, but we still have to pay attention to it. I bet
I just saw it and I thought it was interesting because I'm like, wait.
Well, I bet you they'll be talking about this during the symposium.
Well, probably.
This will probably be one of the topics.
Long time no see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in another. Hey, Art, how are you? Welcome to Wednesday Nights with those guys. You guys click that like button so you don't have to do it on the way out. But what I like about this is it says, while drones have the best safety record in aviation, since anything flying, we know this already, with 0 fatal accidents over an estimated 88 million flights per year. DJI is one of the drone companies to have been. No, that's okay, babe. As DJI is one of the drone companies has been a party to the NTSB drone investigation. Always welcomes and the safety lessons that can be learned from the evidence-based investigation.
Oh yeah, they gear up.
Yeah, so don't think you're gonna crash your drone into something and the NTSB gets record of it from the FAA or however they get record of it from the local police, and they won't trace that serial number back to you. DJI will say he lives right there.
We sold it to him.
Yes. He's registered under this number. There. We only sell drones. Thanks, El Smeghead. You
like science fiction, right? Blasting things and things that go boom.
Oh, here we go. Where are we going? No, I'm just playing. I know the story.
Well, no, the Italian Italy's testing drone blasting microwave lasers.
Yes.
Laser beams. So the Italian military is testing the use of direct energy beams to blast hostile or unauthorized drones from the skies. This is crazy. Yeah, so basically this is what they're testing now over in Italy.
In Italy, yes.
We spoke about the what do you call it, the FAA and had a different events where they were having vendors that had anti-drone
Anti-drone,
devices.
right? But if you notice, they were always in the corner in the back in the dark, not in a well-lit place.
Well, they had these. Well, they actually had one at one of the meeting halls at the airport in Atlantic City.
Yes, they were supposed to. I always smash the like button on my way in to let you guys know. We appreciate that, Michael McReynolds. We really do. A YouTube guy who lives alone in a mining town does mine exploring in some areas are questionable for safety's sake. It would be cool if a small drone could not do exploring inside mines, but they do have one. We actually did a story on that. They do have drones that explore inside mines and can actually go into a totally dark mine and see perfectly clear.
LiDAR and stuff like that for those type of missions.
Yes, yes, they do.
The Italians are, Italy is active in the drone detection and neutralization tech. And, the Leonardo group is supplying Italy and the British forces with the
drone platforms.
So,
well, yeah.
That was something, because now it's starting to expand, and I guess they're having to deal with those type of issues.
Well, the reason they're getting into Italy is getting into it because this company Leonardo, I clicked on their link, and they do a lot of stuff helping save the earth. And hold on a second, I'll show you guys really quick. But
how much earth do they save?
How much? Check out this page. Satellite observation and efficient solution against climate change. Okay. That's one subject. They have air, land, sea, cyber, and security, which is what the story we're talking about. But these guys, and space.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't click on a space link. I'm gonna have to check that out, accept the cookies. But Leonardo upgrade the first NATO E-3A test aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
They're military, they're non-military, they're being used around the world. I will take this link because it's quite extensive and copy it so you guys could check it out. But check out their land, sea, and air, and then get into the cybersecurity. The cybersecurity part of the story that we are actually doing has to do with the fact that it says here, rather than the usual radar processes of emitting pings that usually bounce back, the passive method uses countless ambient signals crowding the air today, like TV, cell phone, connected car. And they're saying the way they used to jam drones was with radio frequencies, alternating the channels to try and screw up your radio link, and also using
those type of things would interfere with other things as well.
Right, exactly. But now they're coming up with this gun that you've guys seen pictures of it. This is the story here, but this is the actual picture. If they can see that there, this gun right here will shoot a laser / microwave / whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and it's a microwave beam.
It will take down your drone. Now, some of them, I have seen some of these guns, these anti-drone guns. They have one that if you pull a trigger and just aim to the ground, it will land your drone. And then they have some that just make your whole drone go screwy and haywire. Yeah, but they are mostly microwave because microwave penetrates everything. Even if you have shielding around your drone, or some drones have shielding below the satellite to keep it from around the satellite to keep it from interfering and stuff. So, pew, Brant Ariels goes. It is a good story.
We want something that goes boom.
Right, but my only problem with this story,
that way, one arm that way, batteries just.
They have anti-drone apps for defense and civil protection. Okay, now they say until those technologies come online, these new microwave technologies come online, the Italian military continues to rely primarily on radio frequency and GPS jamming to down drones. Now, I don't know about you, but if you learned how to fly like I did without GPS, you can take out my GPS. I'll make it back. The radio frequency is what I'm worried about. you know, because if you lose that radio link between you and your drone, it's going to do whatever it wants to do. The jamming the GPS is not so much of an issue. Now, if you jam GPS to the point where your screen screws up and it doesn't know its way home, then you may have a problem.
Yeah.
Then you may have a problem. But they say,
I mean,
these invasive craft can be blasted out of the sky like skeet shooting.
you know what, Lawrence? That's one that I'm curious on, because you remember when the
Ray Kelly,
the GPS modular broke on my drone. It still was able to find the home point and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. When you went in,
I don't understand how that actually works.
When we were at Five Islands and that event happened. Okay. Because maybe you want to explain to people what happened there, since we're still talking about the story and your GPS breaking.
The GPS module just broke, and when it would find a home point, you would take off, and then the drone would you wouldn't have GPS assistance. You would just be flying in ATI mode, so you would drift. So
yeah, well, it scared the hell out of us when it happened.
I had to fly it that way.
Yeah, because you were across the water, which wasn't far. Actually, visual line of sight, believe it or not. And it's
always
like,
visual line of sight.
Yo, what's wrong with my drone? And when you came in so hot, he like came in. You know, you hear a drone. Because it was in ATI mode, it didn't stop on a dime. Right, it did not stop on a dime.
What was that? A little cabana or whatever the hell that thing is?
Yeah, a little gazebo. Where we were flying from.
Yeah, one of them things.
But Herman actually came in and was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know,
right by.
Kept moving. How are you, Ray Kelly? I've been mentioning that I'm going to be on you and Johnny Drone Flyers live stream after this. I'm gonna have to eat something with some sugar or something.
They're traveling back and forth.
Huh?
Ray Kelly is another traveling man.
Yes. I see. He does get around. But that morning they were at Coney Island. I'm like, you know what time he had to get up to be there at that time? When he did the Coney Island
Florida, where are you now?
Yeah, are you even in New York, Ray Kelly?
I would think he would rather be in the heat now here, but not over there. It's getting once it gets to July, I can't.
Either way,
Florida.
If Mr. Kelly does get around, he has no problem traveling, that's for sure. And like I said, I'll be on Johnny Drone Flyers and Ray Kelly's live stream after this, immediately after this.
Okay. So don't forget to check that out, everyone.
Yeah, by then I should be past delirious since I've been up since 2, right? We appreciate it. We appreciate it, Johnny Drone Flyer. Seriously. Good live streams. Looking forward to having you on our Fly for Fun show. I wish we could get together and fly, Ray Kelly, but it's just time and Mother Nature and life. Phantom Hodges, how are you? You know, it's I wish I could fly with everybody, I guess. You know, that's how we do, right, Herman? Herman and I used to do that. At one time, we used to fly with any and everybody, and then it got to the point where, say we went flying with you, Johnny Drone Flyer, and you, Ray Kelly, we would come back, and the next day, it was to the point where people were calling me up at 6 a.m. Yo, where you flying today? And then when Herman and I would mention where we were going, like we would say, okay, we're going to Coney Island tomorrow to catch the sunset. People would go to Coney Island tonight and catch the sunset. So we just stopped telling people where we were going. And then they started calling us those guys.
You flew with those guys?
Someone said you were hanging out with those guys. So we kind of took it and ran with it. Eddie Nunez. Eddie, how are you, man? What's good, Mr. Nunez?
Johnny? And who else we got here? Wait a minute. Paul.
Yeah.
Adam Hodges. What's up, man?
Yes. Everyone's coming in and showing support, which we highly appreciate. But here's a story that I know you DJI heads are gonna like, because
you know what?
Go ahead.
I don't even know why I brought this
Can
up.
I run and get my beer, man?
Okay.
Give me
I'm
a
here.
second. Give me a second.
Well, yeah. I was saying, I don't know why I brought this one up, but it's come up again, and I saw it floating around. And it's here once again with more talk and more talk and more talk. The DJI Mavic 3 Pro features. What we know and what we don't. Once again, it's come up, like I said, and we asked. Everyone's asking.
I'm back, man. Unfortunately, I thought it was a go and grab, and then I had to pour someone else something to drink. So yeah, I'm back.
Well, everyone's asking, when will the DJI Mavic 3 be released? What features will it have? Should I buy the Air 2S now or wait? We don't know. We don't have all the answers, but we do have a little something.
Yeah, that's the story too.
What do we know about this? We followed the evolution of this thing, from the
Mavic Pro
series. Right, the whole Mavic Pro.
It started all of this.
Right, we know that, and we've seen the whole evolution through to the goggles and everything with this here, and the Mini and the 2, the Mini and the Air 2, and now we have this S, and the skinny on the whole darn thing is that for this, there's what do you call it? The nice people over at Drone DJ claim. I'm gonna put it on them. Is that is that they were looking, that they're saying that this is coming this year, probably third quarter, somewhere between July and September.
Right. And then the story goes on to say it might be Q4, which is the fourth quarter. That's one of the things, everybody wants to know when it's going to be released. What are the features will it have? Well, we've seen, the original Mavic came out or the Mavic Pro came out and it shot 4K. Mm-hmm.
So
4K at 30.
We've seen it evolve. We've seen them go to the Hasselblad cameras on these things. We've seen the whole, like I said, the whole evolution. I'll keep saying that because this is, everybody's want to know when, and what will it have. So finally, we come full circle till we have now the what is it, Air 2S.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're talking about now. This thing shoots in 5K. So
yeah,
what will the Mavic,
the specs be on the M3?
So they're expecting something like 8K resolution, because why not?
It doesn't make sense to go from 5K to 6, and you can jump straight to 8.
Competition is kind of doing it. Maybe.
Well, there's something that you failed to mention also, and the fact
the whole. Yeah, go ahead.
I had it queued up. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but something that you have to mention, that you failed to mention in the story also, that the Mavic series, they seem to be straying away from the Mavic name. And what I mean by that, Air 2S.
Well,
okay.
The reason why that doesn't really hold much water to me is because you've already come out with this design and you've called it a Mavic series, and you continue to market it all as one thing. And you can take the name off of it all you want. People are still going to call it a Mavic.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
If
I get it.
But do it to push more so of the name of DJI.
Well, as long as it has DJI in front of it to begin with, that's a plus in itself. But I just want to bring up that mere fact that they did not name the Air 2S the Mavic Air 2S, and I want you guys to pay attention to that. because there's no assurance that the next drone that DJI comes out, the next big boy drone, professional class drone that they bring out, there's no assurance that it's going to have the Mavic name.
It looks like this.
We thought there was a Phantom 5 coming.
If it looks like this, they're going to call it a Mavic anyway.
I know, you're right, because the cookie cutter shape. Because right now, a lot of you may not know this, but if it doesn't look like a Phantom style drone or a Mavic series drone, it's considered an unknown drone. If you show somebody a picture of a Mavic, any size Mavic, from the Mini to the 2S to the Mavic 2 Pro, they know it's a drone. Well, you show them a picture of the Phantom body, they know it's a drone. But any other shapes other than those two right there, people are like, what the hell is that?
I'm going to go back a little bit, and you'll understand.
Exactly, drones 863, the same with the Mini 2.
Right, I'm going to go back and you'll understand this one, Lawrence, and this is something that we spoke on before. If you remember when they first came with these copy machines, Xerox put out this machine, and after that, other companies started to follow, but people still considered the printed copy out of the machine, of Xerox.
Yes.
For years, they kept calling it a Xerox.
Yep, even if it wasn't a Xerox machine. Yeah.
So, it's that when you got that control over the market, there's drones out there right now that I've seen commercials on YouTube for this one drone. I can't remember the name of it, because apparently the guy who developed this drone worked for one of the larger drone manufacturers, they say in this ad, and they continuously show a lot of DJI drones, and the whole Phantom split open and they're working on something there in the background, and how he used to work for the large, and he pitched these different ideas, and the company they weren't really feeling his ideas, so he went on to do his own thing.
Right.
And he comes out with this drone, and what does it look like? Very similar to Mavic series. It's a darker gray, but very
Drones 863. I have to agree with you. I don't think they're killing the Phantom lineup just yet, because I'm going to tell you right now, and a lot of you Mavic series, Mavic style flyers are not going to like this, but the Phantom holds up in the air better. You can fly the Phantom in 40-mile-per-hour winds. There are a few Mavics out there you can't fly in 40-mile-per-hour winds, and
I wouldn't do it anyway, because
you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, it's kind of rough with a camera.
In the UK, we can still vacuum clean. We still call vacuum cleaners Hoovers after the brand name. Exactly. Right. That's the same concept, right? I agree with you all, Snakehead. A typewriter is a typewriter. It don't matter who make it.
If you still got one of them,
it's a classic. It should be a classic.
How do you use that though? I mean, like
the typewriter.
They still make those ribbon cables for that?
No. They actually have digital ones. They actually have digital ones with a little display, and that's how you do it. Actually, they used to call them word processors.
Typewriter. It's a word processor.
Yeah, the P4 is a rock in the sky. You're 100% right. I've seen the P4 tilted like this, and the camera just rock steady while she's moving. So I honestly believe, like Drones 863, they're not done with the Phantom series yet. They may come up with something with everyone thought they would come up with retractable legs, this and that. Whatever the hell they come out with, whether it be called a Mavic Phantom, it's going to be badass. I can guarantee you that, because they've wet everybody's whistle with the smaller drones. Now they need that drone that fits between the Phantom 4 series and the Inspire. They don't have that market yet. in between the Inspire series and the Fan. If you understand what I'm saying, Herman.
They kind of did, and they waited. I mean, they do. They just haven't had anything new in a while, you know.
Right.
She's
Right.
about 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
my Mavic Pro that I flew the other day is like 4 years old.
Yeah. Because,
you know, so
the Phantom 4 Pro came out before the what do you call it? The Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro. So with the Phantom 4 and the Inspire 2 is same day.
Hey, what's up, Lena Music? How are you? Welcome to the stream.
They came out the same day. 6 months after the Phantom 4
says he has a Favic. I've always wanted one, just because it looks like a Starship.
When they first came out with that body for you to be able to put the Phantom inside of the into that what looks similar to the Mavic series, but which Phantom do you put into that?
Right. Which one do you have in it? It would be nice to see a smaller Inspire. They actually were talks of the Inspire 3 being smaller than the Inspire series, but it never happened. But I can guarantee you one thing: if you could sneak inside a research and development room of DJI, you'd see a lot of shit that they just got sitting on the shelves. What's that, Herman?
Smaller Inspire, because the Inspire is not really a big drone.
No.
The Inspire became big because of the batteries. Now, once that technology is better,
advanced,
yeah, then you might be able to hang that same platform, those same type of platform from that drone to be able to catch.
This is what Drone Shot says, Inspire Mini.
And you won't have those two big batteries that is actually half of the size of the drone.
That's true. That's true.
Look at what they're doing with these things. There's smaller components inside this little thing. The battery takes up half of the drone itself, you know?
Yeah, in fact, most of the weight of the drone were those
really all of the
damn
weight of this thing is the battery.
And then, well,
once you take this battery out of here, there's really nothing to this. This is most of it. Is almost half of it
is, yeah, I agree with you. Almost
all
half of the weight.
Components sit inside whatever this little bit of drone here is. So, you know, if you can improve,
hey, Corey Mano,
the batteries to carry such a platform for that time, to get that time out of the battery, that's the only thing holding that back from getting smaller.
Right.
But everybody wants to, get 30 and 40-minute flight time.
DJI Flame Wheel. Those of you who don't know, but hold on. Those of you who don't know what Corey Mano's talking about, this is the DJI Flame Wheel right here. I just want to pull it up real quick screen and make sure I have a picture of the drone itself before I pull it up. I don't want to, be causing Herman any copyright, but this is a DJI Flame Wheel. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, this started it all. Everything. And Corey Mano, you must go way back in the FPV game, man, because to even bring up this, you figure 62 mile per hour 3S lipo. There's the Flame Wheel. For those of you never heard of the DJI Flame Wheel, this is it right here.
Okay.
I was trying not to show the dude's name, and it still wound up showing.
So yeah. So to answer the questions, of what, when, and what features, they're looking at OcuSync 3, like on what just came out with the 2S. They're looking at being able to get 8K resolution.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to go from 5K to 6K. To go straight to 8.
We've seen like some of the photos that show, and these are just patent drawings that show sensors on the arms and an inverted motor
Yeah,
on
right. The
one
two
arm.
inverted motors in the front, or was it the front motors were inverted?
The
The
front.
sensors were on top, and
Right.
the rear motors were fine, and the sensors were on the bottom, which gave
Right.
it a 360-degree view.
Right, for obstacle avoidance. Plus, there would be sensors on the side and the top, and I guess the bottom of the drone as well.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have not tested it yet, but the next time that we do go out flying together, I definitely want to test out this new Active Track 4.0, because from what I understand from Drones 863 had put that I want to test out all that stuff, but he said that he took his drone and tried to put Active Track on, and Active Track recognized, I think it was Drones 86, and says that it recognized that it was a drone and would not record.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So that means don't think you can take Active Track and aim at 4.0. And it does. I played around with it, hovering. It shows me a person, a boat, a car, a truck. I did see that on there, but I'm still interested to play with it and see how well it follows and stuff like that. And by the way, FYI, I still have the Air 2S. I know I went on a rant last week and said I was going to send that bitch back and everything, but I got her and I'm starting to really love her. She actually sleeps in the bedroom with me and my Phantom.
He actually only really started to love it because where he was denied the ability to take off, he saw me take off from that area.
Well, the problem and for those of you who don't remember, I was having an issue. I kept getting authorization zone. Come to find out, the brand new effing tablet that I have, okay, brand new from T-Mobile, brand new, came out this year, tablet that I have, they give it to me. Cool, nice tablet. It's bigger than the 7-inch I had. It's 10.1 inch. And hey, Russell, how are you? And what happened is they put it on 4G. They put it on 4G. And the Air 2S will not work on 4G network.
Yeah, it will.
Herman, I put my 5G on my phone and I got authorization like that on the spot. And actually now I'm trying to get T-Mobile. I have to speak with my nephew because I'm on his contract, but I'm trying to get him to tell them to take out that 4G and give me a damn 5G SIM card, so I don't have to use my phone as a hotspot, which I don't mind, but I want to be able to put on my tablet and have that 5G network and be able to get authorization like I do in seconds when I'm tethered to my phone. It's just one extra step. You understand what I'm saying? When we're going out flying. Russell Gillum, Active Track can track a big head such as novice quads. I'll let you get that one. I'll let you get that one. Glad you're starting to love it. Yes, Ray Kelly. The 5K videos on it, you can crop in so much.
I was able to start and get authorization in the LTE network. That's slower than the 5G.
Well, my problem is, why are you giving me a modern? But you know what? It may be my fault because the chip. Wait a minute. No, they gave me a brand new chip because the cell chip is still in the old tablet.
Okay.
They just cut the service off of the old tablet and put it onto the new tablet. Now that I think about it. Also, we'll be heading out to the woods on the 31st for some camping time. Camp Rock Canyon in Amarillo, Texas.
We got it.
Well, we'd like to see some of the footage.
Snakes and stuff out there. And
just carry a big stick to push the rattlers away. That's all. Anyway, getting back to the Mavic 3. Nobody knows what the hell they're going to come out with. No one knows what it's going to be named. No one has any idea what the features are going to be. But we can almost assure you, I'll say this, the views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. But my personal perception is it's going to be something with 8K.
Well, Lawrence, according to the good old people at Drone DJ, they claim that they have a source that says third quarter because of the whole line that they follow, but also they've mentioned that due to the fact that where they have gone already with this one and the ones before it, that the only other thing left to do is the 8K video or 8K resolution. What I'm curious to know is that, this is something that has not been addressed. Is this the drone that they're gonna go after the Autel Evo and try to equal what they're doing with 8K and 6K in the same, are they going to do it in the same camera? What are they doing with this?
You see what go ahead.
Are they going to come out with something, and more than one version of this? Because this was also the talk, is there going to be more than one version of this? Will there be different?
Well, they did it with the Mavic 2 series. I expect there to be. Stevie Bronx.
What's going on?
So
how you doing?
What's good? But did you see? I wanted you to see real quick what Drones 863 put. I think it would be a cool feature. This would be a cool feature, formation feature, so you could fly formation with other drones. Just a thought. Now, that's not a bad idea, but I think it's a bad idea. And what I mean by that is.
No, I know what you mean.
Us responsible pilots could do some nice formation flying and and stuff like that. But in the wrong hands, it could be a little bit of trouble.
And that's part of the reason probably why they do not allow you to active track the drone.
Yeah. That's why Active Track 4.0 won't let you track onto another drone. Could you imagine, Stevie, your Air 2S is here. Right. My Air 2S is here. Herman's Air 2S is here. I'm tracking you. He's tracking me. That's almost formation flying.
Right.
Okay. But from what we just found out in the chat from Drones 863, it will not let you track another drone. It will not let you track or follow another drone. And I actually think that's kind of smart, because when these delivery drones start flying, could you imagine? Yeah.
Track them, have the minivan following to get that TV.
Yeah.
Look at Herman. You see how Stevie just got on.
You stuck at the light and your drone is gone.
Yo, what's up, Michael? What's going on? Hey, Ray Kelly.
That's what'll happen.
Yeah.
You get stuck at the light and your drone is gone following that Amazon drone down the street.
One thing that me and Eddie would talk about recently would be a nice option. You know how they have the air sense, and there's a chopper or manned aircraft. There should be other drones in your maps as well. This way, when we flying in big groups, we could see each other, and we could, I mean, right now we yell at each other, right? And we tell each other, hey, we at this height or whatever. I'm over here, I'm over there, and then we work around each other. But if we could see each other,
check this out.
Be a little simpler, right?
Herman has the answer to that solution, and it's a great segue for the next story, because there is a company that does it. You can identify every drone in the sky. You can identify law enforcement. You can identify other drones in the sky. As far as first responders, it's a first responders program, isn't it, Herman?
Yeah.
Well, they're gearing it towards first responders.
Well, basically, it can be marketed towards first responders. I mean, it is best use for them. But
while you read that part of the story, I'm going to put what it can do on screen. The company is DroneSense.
Well, DroneSense is offering mobile streaming assistance tracking and for emergency responders. You know, unmanned aerial systems and service specialists. So basically, DroneSense has introduced mobile streaming and assistance management capability to its interface platform. You know, the company says that the feature will be particularly valuable to first responders and emergency situations. So basically, like Lawrence was saying, that this thing will be able to know everything that's going on around it. You know,
It's an
like
app.
right now, right? Yeah, like right now, one of the biggest issues with with like
First
first
responders.
responders getting up in the air when things are going on is like there's drones flying around in the sky. You know, you have to worry about stuff like that. They also have to worry about manned aircraft that is in the air that doesn't, know that there's an actual issue that took place or just popped up right now because those are emergency. Right. And you saw what happened with the AirSense with the S2 when we were at the beach the other day when the police helicopter was flying at maybe like 100 feet.
Yeah, Stevie. Out here where I live, man. Wow. They were just coming down the beach. Go. Yo, they didn't give up. But and they weren't searching for anyone. It was just too early for the drownings. Right, no one's drowned out here yet. But usually there's about 2 or 3 drownings a year out here during beach season. And then there's another 2 or 3 more after the lifeguards leave, which is why they extended the last beach season with lifeguards. But
I do actually like how that works on the drone, and I can only imagine how DroneSense.
Well, AirSense told you, Herman, that aircraft was coming.
That was coming, but it actually had a red line around the whole thing, and the whole thing was vibrating the control. But yeah, you know what? It still allowed you to fly.
Yes.
Just
right, but respectfully, what Herman did was once he said aircraft in the area, I looked up and heard the helicopter about a half a mile away coming down over the beach. I could see it, right? But you couldn't hear it yet. But Herman did the responsible thing and lowered his altitude and hovered there until a helicopter went by. Right. Then they went and did their business. Herman went on flying, and then they came back down the beach. That's when they were at about 100 feet, Herman, above the water.
I've seen that, though. I've seen it in Coney Island. I've seen it in Orchard Beach. I've seen these choppers flying crazy low, like really, really low, like low enough to get into an accident.
I agree with you, Ray Kelly. Anyone would hate to have a midair crash with a drone, God forbid a plane or helicopter. But this company, DroneSense,
you can't win.
I have the site. Now they have 3 different
police helicopter.
Yeah, but they have 3 different setups for DroneSense. I'm going to show it. I will put the link. You can get this app. One of them is for pilots, an intuitive flying experience for pilots in the field, meaning it will show you every drone in the air. It will give you the identification of it. And here's remote ID. It will give you the identification of that drone, whether it's a personal pilot or whatever. Then they have an operations section where you would be able to go up with a drone, say your emergency response, and know where all the other emergency response drones are, as well as illegal drones in the area, and be able to stream this back via video feed to it says remote stakeholders. And then this one here,
that's basically your ground station and everybody else involved, team management. They're not the only ones that are doing this.
This one here is a comprehensive system to record the entire drone program. This, I believe, is their premium program. I will post this app in the chat. You can purchase this for pilots right now, and you cannot get it for operations. As an operations pilot, you need to be under like fire department, police, or something like that. They're supplying programs to them. But this is the link right here. Check it out. This is where remote ID is going. Eventually, it'll come to a time and point where you will know that there are other drones in the air, Stevie. So it was actually nice that you kind of segued us into that story.
Yeah, that wasn't even on the
But you know what though, Lawrence, that thing we talked about last week with Sky Forward Pix 4D.
Yeah.
And that pretty much is something very similar.
That does the same. Yeah.
Very,
that does the same
similar.
thing.
There's a lot of companies that are doing this now. And keep in mind, these are the same companies that are working that
keep in mind
as part of the UTM rollout.
Well, keep in mind, I wanted to point this out specifically. Right now, DroneSense is doing this, right? But it will trickle down to us average Joes, because once it works for the first responders, then it's a matter of just adjusting firmware to enable us average pilots to see it. But you're going to pay a price. I would pay a price to know. You remember we were flying, not to like go squirrel, but you remember we were flying by the that hotel. What's that hotel? The
William Vale.
The William Vale Hotel. It's a 4-star hotel. We were flying and we were packing up, and this Phantom just went. Oh, we had no idea, Stevie.
Yeah, and that's another reason, because I'm telling you right now, the popularity with drones has exploded, and there's been many times that I was on solo missions, just flying my drone, and my drone was, away from me. And I see somebody's random drone just go past me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, where's the pilot? Like, I'm trying to keep visual sight of my drone. Now I'm looking for the pilot as well. Like, all right, now I got another guy here randomly. I don't know where he's going.
And DroneSense and/or one of these software programs would have aided you, just like AirSense tells you there's planes.
Believe it or not, I believe that in the future that when you take off with your drone, you will be entering into when we talk about air traffic control for planes, that no one knows. You're not going to be up there without anyone knowing you're up there. I think it's going to be an on-hand system, hands-on system, or somewhere that's being monitored all the time. Because if you now look, they're keeping with the remote ID. They're talking about keeping record of your flight. So if needed, they can always go back and observe your flight.
Right. Well, Drones 863 says there does need to be a universal program that works for all drones. But right now, think about this. A lot is happening. Every 6 months every 6 months is a computer year, which means anything that you have with electronics, digital, this PC right here, every 6 months, it's a year older. Technology is changing. If you remember the very first Mavic Pro series, when they introduced AirSense and we didn't know what the hell it was. Remember, for those of you who had a Mavic Pro, it told you where a plane was. How long ago was that? That was 4 years ago. It just told you there was a plane in the area. Now it hums in the remote, like Herman said, and there's a red line. And so it is advancing. Drones 863, it's just a matter of time before it trickles down to us. If they're using it for first responders, you can almost guarantee the first responders are saying, we know where they are, but they need to know where we are. And the FAA's got to jump on the bandwagon. They have to agree. What do you think, Stevie?
Truthfully speaking,
I think that DJI, since they're going to build these drones to have remote ID, and they already know how to develop the AirSense, they're just going to do it themselves. And all these other companies are kind of going to get washed away, because if DJI does it, Alltel is going to do it, and everybody else is going to do it. So all the drones will be seeing each other, and it'll be a built-in feature that you wouldn't need like an external app per se.
Kitty Hawk will show you drones real time now for the ones that ask for. Kitty Hawk will show you drones real time now for the drones that ask for authorization. But Eddie, the question is, will you have to be signed in through your drone through Kitty Hawk? Because like before you fly, all of those apps, you can sign in through use your drone, right, to get authorization. Is that the situation? That's what I'm asking.
So if you see a random drone in the air and he didn't go through Kitty Hawk, that guy is a ghost on your map. Basically.
He's a ghost.
Eventually,
he will be considered rogue.
Integrated system for all drones.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying DJI will be able to see Autel drones, and all the bigger companies.
But Stevie, DJI will comply with that. I agree with you. DJI will create their own system.
A lot of
people, you won't be able to not, because if you're creating air traffic control, you're using your remote ID to get into this system. So if your drone is flying without remote ID, then you're either flying illegally or in a place where you shouldn't.
You will be considered rogue. Isn't AirSense just ADSB that everyone can build?
No, not exactly.
Not
because this goes back to what the FAA was talking.
Right, Eddie.
Okay, yeah, you need to be signed in.
When they put out a notice or whether or not manned aircraft needed to know any of this information from remote ID. And honestly, I don't think that they really do, because if a pilot is flying, say in, cruising altitude, if every drone in the sky kept blipping on his screen, he would lose his mind.
True. That's true. But anything that's a threat.
No, at cruising altitude, there's no threat.
Right. 23,000 feet, 18,000 feet. Yeah.
So when you start getting into high altitudes like that, a lot of that information would just be a nuisance to them.
Well, drones 863, you said, just like self-driving cars, eventually there will be a universal system where no matter the company, they can talk to each other. That is called Watson by IBM. If you're not familiar with Watson, read up about him. I say him, it could be a her, whatever, but with universal gender and all of that stuff going on. But right now, Watson has read every book on the planet, has played every chess game on the planet, and has access to all communications on the planet.
They actually put the program on Jeopardy against humans.
Yeah, Watson.
I know people that have been involved in that at the IBM, the main headquarters of IBM.
Yes, it is, Corey. Yes, it is, Corey Mano.
Well, the crazy thing is that he has read or seen every single publication.
Yeah. And that's where we will get to the point where Skynet and computers talking, already computers are talking to each other without asking our permission.
So don't take your tax information to H&R Block, because you can't come up with that miraculous kid next year that you add on to your taxes, because Watson know you didn't have it.
Right. Watson will say, where was a kid 3 years ago if he's 5 now?
When it comes to remote ID, a lot of people forgetting that DJI was the first company to start jumping through those hoops for the United States, because they wanted all those contracts. And then, whatever happened, they got cut out. But they were the first ones. That's why Autel drones don't have all the safety features as far as the fly zones and stuff. DJI has crazy fly zones. Your drone can't go here, you can't go there. But you fly Autel drone, which is the drone that was really pushing for the American market and had their hands in getting DJI out of the market. You could fly that drone anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but DJI drones got all these restrictions because DJI was trying to work with the US and all the rules, and they were very advanced in making all these fly zones built into their apps. And they still, they lost most of the contracts, right?
But they did, but it doesn't matter, because as long as DJI, like you said, complies, DJI, if the number one company in the world complies, everyone else will have to comply.
They're going to have to. So Autel eventually is going to have to do the fly zones. They're going to have to do the remote ID. Any drone that's flown in the United States will have to comply to whatever.
Not necessarily.
To whatever remember, these rules are not set. They still working it out, and they've got a date that they're going to release them.
Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Hey, Arco.
When that happens, all these major brands are going to have to comply, or they're not going to be legal drones to fly in America. Well, at that point, if every drone has remote ID, say remote ID becomes the cookie cutter situation that every drone has to sit by. With that remote ID built in every drone, it should be easier to track every drone, basically. Like other drone pilots, within say a drone flies 2 miles, it should at least track 2-mile radius of where you're flying from, letting you know. They don't have to let you know beyond that and drive you crazy. But if a drone gets near your drone within a certain amount of feet, it should start picking up on your radar the same way a chopper does or a small airplane.
I get what you're saying, and I believe that is the future. That will be the thing that we would have to have that, because you're talking about having commercial drones in the sky, doing whatever they want to do or whatever they are doing, and guys flying, their recreational drones, and also you have guys who are flying commercially, flying some of the same things that guys are flying recreational.
Yeah.
So you will have to have a system like that, and I believe that there will be a system that does that. The only thing that I say is that when it comes to the whole geofencing, I think that, and
that's where DJI sucks.
I'm going to go out and say this. No, seriously, I'm going to go out and
hold on. They don't like what Herman's saying. Hold on, Herman. You're going to have to repeat that. They didn't like what you were saying. You froze up.
I don't care what anybody says. DJI jumped the gun on that. And I'm going to call it really what it is. Ass kissing. You went out and you put these geofences that are very wide and very arbitrary. And
oh, DJI shutting him down.
Yeah, DJI shutting down Herman. That Herman is frozen. We don't know what's going. Herman, hold on. Let me text him. He's like, max headroom. Hold on.
Tell you, man. DJI got the hands on everything.
Don't talk bad about them.
All those drones are gonna turn on behind them and start buzz cutting them.
You just froze on screen. I don't know if you have to restart, but we're still here. Herman, are you okay, Herman? Don't say nothing.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't say DJI again, because every time you say DJI,
you did fine with your
I know
geo zones, man. You did fine. He was joking.
we're just joking, DJI. Herman is harmless. He's a really nice guy.
He's just one person. Leave him alone. He's a good guy.
Yeah, see, Skynet, exactly, show. And what's happening is between Watson and this other supercomputer that's supposed to be over in Europe, those are the two smartest computers on the planet. And what's scary is, what Herman was saying before, if I start skipping, I'll stop talking. Just go like this, thumbs down, and I'll know I'm skipping. But right now, DJI has what Herman calls, and I repeat this after him, shit the bed. And what I mean by they shit the bed with geofencing, it's screwed up. It's too sparse over the drones. The Mini 2 can fly where the Mavic 2 Pro can't. The 2S can fly where the Phantom 4 can't. The Phantom 4 can fly where the Air 2 can.
That's a whole nother problem.
But that's geofencing. And I ran into it, Stevie. Remember that geofence that you kept running into out here?
I ran into a
well, they extended it.
They extended it.
Oh my goodness. You know the sand burns when we're facing the buildings down the beach, the little sand burns. There's a big mountain and the water goes out to the tip of the inlet. Well, you can't fly over that landmass. I hit it yesterday. Herman will tell you. I hit it and I'm like, wow, the wind is really strong. I'm pushing forward and I can't go nowhere. It dawned on me, it's a freaking geofence. And what I mean by DJI shit the bed with geofences, there's a hospital a mile and a half from me that has been shut down for 10 years. The hospital, the heliport has been shut down for 10 years. And the heliport is still active on the map.
Right.
That's where geofencing and DJI has shit.
And this is, I said it in a nicer way. I think that's why my audio never got cut off. But DJI was jumping through all these hoops and making sure that the US was like, yeah, these drones are safe and we need more of these drones. And nobody else was doing that.
Thank you, Angie. The views of this panel don't necessarily reflect the views of all members.
But what's crazy is that's another issue that you brought up, is that all the systems are not equal.
Right.
And we proved that. We proved that because the last time I was flying with Herman, matter of fact, I was flying with Lawrence when this happened. It wasn't in Brooklyn. It was when I was in Queens. The DJI FPV drone hit a wall, like literally stopped in midair
Yep.
But the Air 2S went right past that geofence. It went past it, and all
But it gave you a
that
warning.
happened
It
was
gave
a
you a
little
warning.
window popped up with a little warning, be careful, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the exact language on the screen. You know, this shows you that the systems, they need to update it to everything's the same. All right, you have the geofence, fine. But the systems are all, it's almost like they got too many moving parts over there, and they need to just sit down all together and say, all right, this is what it is, and that's what it is. You were saying that the Phantom was going somewhere that the other drone couldn't go.
Right. That has to
Stevie,
do with
when you have electronics and you implement something to it, you have to remember how
it has to
that
be universal.
one thing is a universal right, and you're implementing it to different platforms. So it's going to react differently on those different platforms. It's the same thing, just like when we complain about apps on Android as opposed to on Apple products. A lot of people complain, but they don't care to know why they have the issue. The issue is that we have 101 different Android applications or companies that produce Android products. We have one Android application, and then it's put onto the device. And to make each one of those companies' device unique to them, they write software on top of it.
Yes.
Now I understand that, but when you talk about Apple and Android, I can understand why the softwares work different, because Apple is very proprietary and they let only certain things happen and certain softwares and everything.
One Apple program.
But this is DJI,
right?
DJI drones under the same umbrella.
Yeah, but you have different drones that function differently.
Right.
That's why there's a firmware update for this drone and a firmware update for that drone, not a firmware update.
You can never catch up, Stevie.
Right.
But that way.
You see what I'm saying? There's not a firmware update, so they're not all running on the same type of system.
Not right. Nothing, but like, forget about the tech stuff. It should be easier to stop an Air 2S than an FPV drone. I was doing like 60 plus, and I hit that geofence like a wall, bro.
So what I was saying about that whole thing with DJI pilots keep saying that, you know, Autel and everybody else is going to have to comply. No, they're not. DJI just overstepped.
Well,
ass kissing.
Eventually, not now.
No, there's nowhere that says this.
Well, all right. So listen.
There's nowhere this is written.
So what you saying?
We just want that to happen because we're mad that it happened to us. That's all that is.
Drones. No, but you know what it is? Herman?
That's all it is. It's just I said, oh, that guy over there, he's doing it. He think he all of that. No, you do. He never said that.
If they decide to make certain standard for all drones,
I've been hearing
Autel's going to have to do that. I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't happened yet. I'm saying Autel doesn't have to do anything right now. They don't have to do anything.
Well, they got to comply with remote ID.
Not right now, but eventually when they put their foot down and they make it rule, right? They make it.
Well, everybody would have to comply.
Everybody's gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So right now,
but as far as geofencing, I've been hearing for the last 4 years. That's gonna happen to them too. You watch next one to come out. You watch. When they would talk about the Evo, the 2 coming out, right? All the DJI heads. Oh, they're gonna have to comply with that next one coming out. You see that next one coming out, they're gonna have to have that. They're gonna have to have it too. Haven't had it yet.
They're not gonna do it until they have to.
Fly zone drones. That's exactly the point. They are all wired differently in hardware with other drone companies, but it's not the wiring. It all comes down to firmware. Firmware meaning software. Now, I did not allow anything with the letter I in my house up until my daughter got this iPhone when she turned 16. Okay, but one thing I'm anti Apple when it comes to technology like computers, because they cost me a lot of money. All right, when I was repairing computers, but
that's not their fault.
One thing good I can say about Apple, they have one operating system. When they update, everybody gets the update. Okay, it's not like Android. Android has Jelly Bean, Cookie Cracker, Cookies and Creams, Bananarama, and all those other freaking names.
You're looking at it the wrong way.
I like when Herman.
You're looking at it totally the wrong way, because all you're looking at is the Android update. You're looking at it the wrong way. Forget about the names of the Android updates. It doesn't matter what they're named. The whole thing has to do with making the device unique to that manufacturer. He has to put software on top of that jelly bean, banana muffin, whatever the hell they name it. That has nothing to do with it. It's all the stuff that they have to put on top of it is what changes how it functions.
Yeah.
So for that to be, okay, for instance, if it was just that simple, right? Just like Apple, which Android device would you buy?
What happened? Repeat that.
If it was just that simple, it's just the Android program, which Android device would you buy?
The one that works best.
No, you would buy the cheapest one. Because there'd be no reason to buy Samsung. There'd be no reason to buy LG.
Why spend $600 when I can spend $200 and get the same performance?
On top of that Android program to make it unique for you to buy their product. Apple is only one company.
Right.
True.
It's a closed system.
They say Herman is about to freeze up again. You're going after the bigger boys. You're going after smartphone brands.
No, what happened is the what do you call it here was telling me some nonsense about the bit rate. I had 101 windows.
Low late, yeah, that happens.
Is it connected to your blood pressure? No, when you get hype, it just
want guys to stop, listening to things that's not true, and we make up these assumptions based on the things that we mad about because it's been put on us. So I know. Want to have geofencing? We don't know nothing about geofencing, do we?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's true. That's true.
I'm telling you, and honestly, we're slowly getting squeezed out of the boroughs, man. There's very limited space in the boroughs. You notice, like all the Hudson. We used to play in the Hudson.
The Hudson.
We used to play in the East
River is gone, actually.
Yeah, well, when you have to go up west, you got to go up to Westchester. You got to dedicate some time and drive a little, like 30, 40 minutes out.
The East River is gone now.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. It was on and off before. For the last couple of years, every once in a while, I'll check like the night before, and then that morning I go to go fly like Colgate or something, and it was red, so now I had to cancel. Then I wait like a few days, and all of a sudden it's not red no more, and then I'll go out there and fly, But now,
messed that up for it,
huh?
Lawrence messed.
Oh, you messed, Lawrence.
I'm ignoring both of y'all right now. I'm not. I'm
flying up and down the East River.
See, he's freezing up. He's freezing up.
Yeah. Blood pressure going up.
Internet thing is.
See,
yeah,
it's an underground FBI base. Well, no. See, Lost Girl was saying, and I agree with her. Like I mentioned about this hospital that's been shut down for 10 years and it's an empty field. Why am I flying down the beach and getting warnings that I'm about to fly into a no-fly zone, a heliport at that? When DJI, I understand now. I understand DJI is running off of the information that we give them. You have to think about it that way. They're programming these drones to fly in places that they will never get a chance to go to or visit or see. Like I could take a picture of this empty lot. It's a 10-acre empty lot, and for 10 years, that heliport has been shut the hell down. And every time I go past there, you're about to enter a no-fly zone.
Maybe there's aliens in there. They don't want you to know.
On the government's list.
I'm ignoring both of you.
I'm telling you why that's happening.
Oh no, I know the government list.
Still on the government's list. DJI don't make up those lists of no-fly zones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, listen, that no-fly zone over the Hudson and the East River, I've been checking like every day, and it has not been lifted. It's been like
it's not going. They're not going to.
Not going to.
I know.
They're not going to. That's permanent.
That's done.
They don't want people flying from Long Island City, Queens, or Grand Ferry into Manhattan no more.
To tackle someone over at
no more shots of Statue of Liberty's nose hairs.
Oh,
Well,
you can still get that.
They still do that. You've seen pictures. I
Still
didn't know
do
the
that.
Statue of Liberty had hair under her arms until I saw some of these pictures.
It's been a while.
what?
Nobody's been up there
The
shaving.
2S zooms, right? Right?
Didn't she come from France?
The government loves to distract us.
Well, it's the 2S zooms, right? You
What's
can
that,
fly out
Herbert?
to the buoy and zoom in.
Look what Michael wrote. The government loves distract us. Tell you there's aliens in there, Michael.
You know that, Lawrence? The 2S, it zooms. You can fly out to the buoys and zoom in and get the nose hairs.
Oh, that's right. With the 2S, I can do that now.
You can zoom.
And in
Passive
5K. And in 5K.
Let's only hope they take out that red zone, man. I'm telling you, I was saying it before. Like for a year or two, it would go red and it'll get cleared and it'll get red. I guess stuff was going on, and then it went red and it never cleared up.
You see what Show put? Eric Show put paint your DJI drone orange and see if that helps.
That's a good one. That might just work. All the
Wrap
geos
it in aluminum
go away.
foil.
Wrap it in aluminum foil.
Exactly, drones.
Wrap it in aluminum foil. You might have the return to home option.
The big question is what's under the ropes. There we go.
Under the who?
Under the robe.
Under the robe?
Yeah. The
A
big
big
question is
staircase. A big staircase that goes up to the what do you call it? Up in the armpit area. They'll take you upstairs.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
No, I'm telling you, I haven't been in there in a long time, but it was a big
It
staircase.
looks like the roof of the Barclay.
That's messed up.
No, people might miss that one. They don't know the Barclay.
The roof of the Barclay
Look at
is
the
stuck.
Barclay in Brooklyn.
I don't know why they did that. I don't know. if it had
Because they
anything
were
to do with
supposed
the
to be
fact
making up for all of the
of
trees
it.
that they tore down to
Yeah,
do
whatever.
it.
Anyway, like I was saying, I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that the bowl actually leaks in certain places and they got diapers in the roof. But yeah, they wrap these things. It's like a diaper, and so a lot of big places have them. Yeah, when it
If you
starts
put a
getting
race sticker.
leaks.
There you go.
So yeah, they have. I don't know if it had anything to do with that, but I didn't think they could put anything else up on that roof.
Well, the fact that they put the grass up there was supposed to give back
Yeah, okay.
to the area, but with all the traffic going by, that grass is dead half the year anyway.
Well, that's not the problem. The thing is,
Those of you don't know, we're talking about the
my
Barclays
thing is,
Barclays
where was the grass?
Arena.
Where was this grass before you built that arena? There was no grass there. So I mean, what were you giving back?
Wow.
If you want to give back anything, invite the Dodgers back and give them the space they asked for.
Yeah. I just want to pull up a picture for the guys that don't know what we're talking, for people that don't know what we're talking about. The Barclays Stadium is recently built. And this picture here, hopefully I can blow it up big enough.
They put the grass up there
Well,
a few years ago.
Hold on, let me go back. Let me close this one out here. If you look here, there's grass on the roof. And now if you look and say this looks rusted out, it's designed to look that way and stay rusted. All I can say is if you look at the ground around this rusted area, it's all orange. But we were talking about the roof. It looks like the Barclays roof. They put grass on top of the roof of this building. As to why, I know not. Oh, that's a stupid Getty image, but that's pretty much it.
Like I said, I think they did it to absorb some of that water that leaks into the place.
There's a strong possibility.
Let the grass.
That's how you can grow grass, but who goes up there and mows that?
I have no idea, and I haven't seen any billy goats up there, so I know they're not doing it like they're doing in Riverside Park.
Canadian geese grazing.
No,
Yeah.
you don't want them out there. You don't want them out there. People give them bread, and then they'll just start putting green shit all over everything.
Don't forget big night on Friday. Boy, Fly Zone Drones. Mike is having what
Kelly
is his
Short.
name? Oh, Ready Set Drones.
Yeah.
He's having Ready Set, the guy from Ready Set Drones on his stream.
Okay.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, Lawrence, check this one out.
I'll see you on there later on. I still have a little bit of energy left. I'm good. I've been up since 2, but I'm good. Fly Zone. You're laughing. Billy goats. They actually introduced billy goats to a park here in New York City, Riverside Park. They introduced about 10 to 15 goats to eat the poison ivy and and keep the grass low.
That's not just Riverside Park. They've done it in a lot of different places.
Yeah, so they're using goats to get rid of the poison ivy.
They'll work for food.
Yes, right. You put them, they fence off an area, and when they come back in a day or two, all the grass and poison ivy is mowed down to about this high. The poison ivy they eat completely. For some reason, that's like candy to them. Wow. But they eat poison ivy, and the grass, they just nibble on it, and the grass is maybe about 1 inch high, but all the poison ivy and the weeds are gone. So, like Herman said, they work for food. And then they take them and they rustle them up together and put them in another grass, and they fence it off, and that's how they're getting rid of the poison ivy problem. Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
If you Google, let me see now, New York City goats.
Well, Lawrence, I got
another story. I know we got more news. I got
one more thing here for you. This company here, Flytrex, gets the FAA approval for drone delivery flights over people, backyard delivery of food and retail goods in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Israel drone delivery company, Flytrex, has received FAA approval for drone delivery and flights over people. Flytrex says that the approval will allow them to expand drone delivery of retail goods in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, this here, Lawrence, is now, like I said, one more step to this actually being possible, because, North Carolina is one of the Aberdeen proving grounds for all this.
Yeah, they test everything down there. Yeah.
Now, this newly granted waiver permits Flytrex to operate its drone system over people. Wow. Allowing for large-scale drone backyard delivery of food and other retail goods.
Most important, they specify within the bounds of VLOS, visual line of sight. So you can get Starbucks, you can get something from Wally World, and I don't know how they plan on doing this visual line of sight thing.
Yeah,
I'm guesstimating. Guy goes up to the roof of Wally World, says, "See that house right there? We can fly there." No, I'm just joking.
The $1 million question
might be a rooftop thing.
What? The rooftop?
It may be a rooftop thing.
Yeah.
Well, like to keep an eye on it?
Well, if you remember, we talked about the other company, Speedbird Harrow, and they were doing the food delivery thing. They had a thing with another company, iFoods, and that was a rooftop.
Yes, Fayetteville. It was in Fayetteville, and I just read this here. Flytrex announced a pilot project with Walmart in September of 2020. Now more homes can enjoy on-demand drone delivery in Fayetteville. Fayetteville was the same spot where we did that story where they were delivering. You remember I pulled up the map of the town of Fayetteville, and the store was pretty much center located. And
Fayetteville's not that big.
Right, within minutes from the store, they could fly to and drop off deliveries from Wally World. So
they could set up a tower, right? They could set up a tower on the roof and just keep a visual sight of the drone going back.
Flytrex is doing it up over there with that.
Yes. And for some reason, North Carolina seems to welcome anything drone related. You want to fly a drone with a drone that looks like a cookie, you could probably do it in North Carolina.
Makes sense.
So they're they're accepting. Well, why there? But I think I read somewhere in the story where it says
most. I know why there.
But what they claim in the story is most towns that once they experience drone delivery, they are for it 100%.
Well, here's the thing. The FAA, right? And we talked about this before.
We gotta close this door.
They welcomed all of these partnerships and everything for the logistics so that they can take this to the next level. Now, when they're now moved on to beyond, they're now looking to start going into beyond visual line of sight with some of these things.
Yeah.
And you won't see anything delivered. You can think about this thing here. This is all test work.
Yeah.
You won't see this rolled out fully until the FAA start allowing beyond visual line of sight flight.
And it's under a Part 135.
It's always under 135 because it's a courier system. It's for delivery. That's what I said to you. I didn't understand why the FAA wanted to change the definition of a drone accident. And, you know, they mentioned in the article about 107. Those things don't fall under Part 107.
Does anyone the distance from the object on their screen? If so, that's an error. I'm misunderstanding. Does anyone know the distance from their screen? If so, I'm missing that. All right, never mind. Can you reiterate on that?
Well, I tell you, if you're trying to figure out how far an object is from your drone when you're looking at it, one thing you could do is change from video to photo.
Yep.
You'll realize how close you really are when you put it on the photo.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you put it on video, it kind of zooms in. And you seem like you're very, very close to an object. If you switch to photo, I'm talking about the Air 2S. If you switch to photo, you see you're really kind of further away.
Thank you.
When you switch to video, well, I shoot 4K 60, so I don't know if it changes the perspective on 30 and
kind of does
the other. But 4K 60,
not that.
Sometimes when I'm filming, I'm doing my video, and you know I'm kind of pushed back because I'm doing the video, right? And when I switch to take a photo, I'm like, oh, this will be a great picture. I switch to photo, and I find myself that the drone is way backer than I thought than it was. So if you're trying to adjust and your visual line of sight is kind of off because of the sunlight or what have you, switch from photo to video. You're gonna see how like the difference in distance. I can't say how many feet it is and such. And this is something that I'm learning now because with the FPV drone, I can't tell because I'm wearing the goggles. So I'm that's what's keeping me from learning faster is that I don't physically see the drone and the prop and the building or the structure or the tree. I can't see how close I am. I might be super far away. I don't know because I had the goggles on and I don't physically see the drone.
This is why
I'm still learning.
This is why the FAA says that your FPV camera or the camera on your drone does not satisfy see and avoid.
True.
Right.
But Herman, in 5 minutes, I'm gonna have to get out of here to go get ready to go set up for Johnny Drone Flyer and Ray Kelly's stream.
Hold on.
You got to do hair and makeup.
Yeah, I got to go back into makeup, man.
Got to get the curlers on.
I have to go get my beard brushed.
You know what the problem is? You don't do it to come on here, but you do it to go on somebody else's stream.
I comb my beard before I come on this stream. Stop it.
No, he's saying the prep.
Oh, you full of caca-doodle.
So there's no reason for you to do it again. What you need is a driver like Sean, somebody to drive you over to the next set.
Yeah, I know. I'm not like Geek Spawner yet. I don't have a driver driving me to my car.
You need a golf cart in the house that drives you to the bathroom, then drives you back to your computer desk.
No,
golf cart
computer chair. I press a button, it rolls me away. It lets me off outside the bathroom, and then when I'm done, I come back and sit down, and it rolls me back on the screen.
Look at Herman.
You should just hit the door button in the bathroom and fall out the chair.
The eject button, right? The eject button.
Just hit the
Thank you, Angie. Thank you so much, Angie. You sneeze in front of these other two guys.
Don't encourage him, Angie.
Yeah, in New York, you sneeze, they'd be like, can you quiet that down over there?
No, if you sneeze, they start putting a finger up like this. And don't cough. If you cough, you can clear a room in seconds.
Yeah.
Especially in New York. You walk onto a subway train and go, I bet you'll clear half the car.
I know it'll clear the car faster than that. Come on, they're scratching.
Oh, going scratching.
Go in there with the bed bug scratch.
Quit laughing. I actually need that chair. Hey, show. Well,
get on the subway scratching.
All I can say is, when they do perfect this technology to the point where everything works on all tablets and they fix this geofencing stuff, flying will be a lot easier. Right now, they're just obstacles. What, Herman?
Fix. It's just going to be carried on to the next one, on to the next one. It's not going to
Thought I was true.
It's not going to get fixed.
What we really need is more.
Oh, no, your drone has to focus, Angie, because when you tap the screen, that autofocus has to zoom in and zoom out to adjust.
That's when I noticed.
So you weren't bugging out. And for those of you who don't know, Herman introduced this just recently, but the Phantom 4 Pro has zoom feature now. So for those of you who have the Phantom 4 and say, oh, we can't zoom in, well, now you can. And what's funny, they keep coming up with these zoom features, right? The Mavic Pro 2 series, even well, not the zoom, but the Mavic Pro 2 right now has the weakest zoom feature than the 2S and everything else, the Mavic Air 2 and all that stuff out there.
Why do you say that?
Because that was only a 2x zoom. Okay. And now everything else is 3 times and better.
I haven't even used the zoom.
Yeah,
there's no need to. There's no need to. Could you imagine, Stevie? You see how the birds fly past your camera. Could you imagine the bird? You're zoomed in and the bird goes by like this? Would scare the hell out of you.
Stevie, I was flying the other day. The drone is just making all kind of noise. I'm like, yo, how do you have obstacle in your way or around you and you're moving?
Stevie, the same thing happened to you?
Birds,
happened to him.
No, I'm talking about when the birds were flying around me when I was moving.
Oh, yeah, Stevie, that does happen. You hear a little bleep.
You know, you would think with that FPV drone, the way it's screaming, that those birds, there wouldn't be a bird like within blocks. But still, they still coming up to the drone. I could make a compilation video of just birds near misses, since I got the
That's because that Air 2S is looking so sexy to them.
No, I'm talking about the FPV. I'm screaming down the freaking path trying to get my cinematic shot, and there's always a bird just, I don't know.
It's like a giant hummingbird to them.
Just.
Oh, here we go again. You're
almost missed.
Unstable. Thank you, YouTube.
Hey, Drones 863. That if the zooming feature, depending on what drone it is, varies. But right now, I haven't tried it on my 2S. But from what I've zoomed in on my pictures and video in the editor, is phenomenal. So I'm expecting it to be that way with a 5K camera. How does that be sound? LOL.
Eddie's 5-inch quad. That thing rips, man. That thing rips. It's crazy how when you, I don't want to say it, but he's funny with that drone when people are asking crazy questions and he just goes by and just rips. People go flying, but he don't fly over.
How fast does that thing go?
I don't know, man. 90?
How fast does that thing go?
90, Eddie? I don't know, man.
What are you looking at with it? You're watching everyone in the park? Are you watching
Herman,
me? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get out of here, man.
Yeah, I know. The other guy.
So I can run to the bathroom and everything else real quick.
All right, bro.
You have a good
time.
Have
a good show, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm gonna try
in the chat the hecker.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah. Figures.
We got jokes. I'm writing some jokes right now for the chat. I get my material together.
Hey,
all right. I'll see you guys on that stream.
Make sure you tell them the joke about the
There you go. Clear out the room. All back.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Don't leave until this stream is over, guys. Everyone have a great evening. All right, Stevie. Everyone in the chat, Herman, I'll see you guys.
Show ends, but
all right, later.
It's funny.
So yeah, it's almost that time anyway to get up out of
here.
We got a couple of minutes left in the stream, but yeah, I'm out there every week with this thing flying around. I'm getting some shots, doing some things, putting some videos together.
Where you guys are going though?
Huh?
Where you been flying at?
Well, I've gone to Calvert. I've gone to the beach. I haven't gotten out of the city yet. I'm looking at the. I tell Lawrence, they wanted to go to Grand Ferry, and I'm like, a lot of that stuff now, so when we were just talking, the East River, they got it locked down.
Yeah, I know Lawrence wanted to go to
Long Island City.
Yeah, Lawrence wanted to go to that place that I took Eddie and Tom, that abandoned factory up in Yonkers. Yeah, but I don't know if you guys
never got up there.
You guys got to just let me know, and I'll drop the pin where we meet up. We go there early. I'm telling you, we were there. Eddie could co-sign on it, man. Nobody comes around. We have like a canopy over us, and there's tables there. You could just put everything on the tables. You don't have to put anything in the ground. And you could be there all morning. We were there till almost like 10, 11 o'clock, I think, that day. And nobody came around bothering us or anything like that. And you got, obviously, you got a old structure. You could fly around and get some nice shots, You got the Hudson River right there, and the Hudson, the restrictions start south of there. You know what I mean? So you could still go over the water.
Right.
So when you start getting more south and everything, but we just got to work out a day. I put it in the chat. What was it, last week or the last time you guys were streaming? I put in the chat that I was going to Coney Island, and I don't know if you guys were, interested. I know Eddie was. Me and Eddie were linked up.
I might not have seen it.
Yeah, no, we were supposed to do something. He was like, "That was interesting. That's interesting," but nothing happened.
Because you were talking about early morning.
Yeah.
And Lawrence had said that he wasn't going to be able to make it because for him to meet up with me, the time he would have to leave.
It was crazy early.
I don't know, because to meet up, you're talking about being there at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. So
I got up at 3:30 in the morning that day.
He'd have to get out of Far Rockaway to meet up with me to go out there.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's the hard part for him.
So there'll be no sunrise in Yonkers then. That's gonna be like a 2 o'clock meetup.
Unless he'd have to plan it. Yeah. It's 7 o'clock. Oh wow.
Oh, we gotta jump on the Fly for Fun show. Let me see if I could get it.
But I guess just want to let everyone know. Thank everyone for stopping. And Stevie, thanks for coming in, man.
No, I appreciate you sending the link. You already know.
Anytime, man. Anytime you want to come in, the invite is there.
Thank you.
You guys in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for hanging out with us tonight and chit-chatting, shooting the breeze, listening to our opinions back and forth. And, like I always say, without you, none of this would be possible. And I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those.